Hello Aquarius, welcome to my channel. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me, and the link to that Etsy page is going to be in the description box below. So without further ado, let's start. So the purpose of this reading is to just give some messages to Aquarius, whether that's coming from the universe, your spirit guides, fairies, angels, whatever you believe could, be out there watching out, looking out for you, basically. So let's start. So let's start with the first phase of cards. We have 3 phases. So we have, and this is the Vachetta Tarot by Il Menegalo. So, and these are hand painted, by the way, just a tidbit. They're just so beautiful. But let's start. Anyways, so this is the Knight of Cups, Cavallo di Coppa, the 5 of Wands, and then the 2 of Cups. So let's see, let me just piece this together. What do we have going on for Aquarius? What messages do we have? So I'm seeing that you are kind of in a very emotional place at the moment, or you were in the past. A lot of emotions going on, a lot of maybe coming out of a situation that was very, very emotional, very sensitive situation. But I think what this is saying is to just embrace your emotions. Don't let it, feel or make you feel like, oh, you're being weak, it's a weakness, or you're, being vulnerable. Don't let that threaten you, because I think that's the natural sort of order of things. That's a natural, very natural state to be vulnerable and emotional. And then we have the 5 of Wands, which usually indicates some kind of conflict. I think maybe there's a conflict between maybe these 2 sort of states of being really emotional, and then here we have the 2 of Cups, which involves some kind of romance. I think it's maybe some kind of upcoming relationship where so for instance, if this is the Knight of Cups, they're holding 1 cup. This is 2 cups, and they're kind of, a partnership. They're bound together in some way. And this is a really positive card that usually indicates equal, mutually loving, caring partnerships. So that's great. That's really, really good. But I also see that there's a bit of conflict between the 2. Maybe you're coming out of maybe not necessarily a previous relationship, but something that maybe just a dating situation, or maybe you had a crush on someone, but it was kind of left you feeling really vulnerable, not necessarily in a bad place, but vulnerable and very emotional, and it seems like you're kind of leaving that, and there's a bit of conflict with you trying to leave that behind into this new partnership or new situation. And this may, obviously this is a really general reading, so this may not necessarily be romantic for everyone. This could even just be maybe even friendship-wise, you had kind of a challenging situation in the past, you're kind of coming out of that, and then there's a bit of a clash between maybe that and then maybe either the recovering of the friendship, friendship or partnership, or just anything involving emotional partnerships. It's not always romantic. It can be friendship, originating in friendship as well. But here, I think what this is really trying to say overall is that just let yourself be emotional. Even when you're, moving on from a situation, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay to, you're clashing between, I guess, the past and the upcoming future, different states, I guess. It's okay to kind of let that conflict sort of ensue. Like, don't force anything. Don't do anything that feels unnatural. Just kind of, I think that's what this is saying. Just let yourself feel and let it just flow, like water, for instance, like water, let the water flow from one cup into two cups. I think that's pretty clear visually. All right, so let's move on to the next phase of cards. So we have the bear, we have the anchor, and then we have the key. So what could this mean? Let's see. So yeah, once again, with the emotional sort of vulnerable state that you're kind of transitioning from, I think what this is saying is, yeah, be steady. Don't force yourself, like a bear. You don't think of like super fast moving or super, quick, like a fox. A bear is definitely on the opposite end of the spectrum, I would say. More steady, more slow, more like Taurus energy. Maybe you are a Taurus, or maybe if your sun sign isn't Taurus, maybe you have some Taurus in your chart, or your moon sign. So there's some Taurus sort of energy, like slow, or even maybe Cancerian energy. But yeah, that's what this represents. It's basically saying don't rush yourself. Just be steady, be slow. Just be natural. Like, don't force yourself to do anything that feels somehow unnatural. Just allow yourself to feel. And I think what this is saying is that even though there's this conflict going on, this anchor, I think what this is saying is that you've got this and you are going to be your own anchor. Just follow your feelings. Like, don't, just allow yourself to feel. And I think that's ultimately going to be your anchor, almost like a compass even. Like you're sitting in, you're just kind of not in motion, but just kind of sitting still, I think, after that situation, that previous or past situation. And it's okay to just kind of, sit still in sort of this what is that, like the opposite of movement, like stillness. I think this is saying is be comfortable with your stillness. Just allow yourself to feel. Just allow your feelings to work themselves out while you kind of remain in like this still sort of meditative state. And I think what this is saying is maybe even you can practice meditation or yoga, something that's not super fast moving or stressful. Nothing to do with like endorphins, just stillness, calmness. Just allow yourself to just be still. And that, involves being centered, like I said, meditation, yoga, just stillness, centeredness. And then here we have the key. So I think that's pretty clear. Once you're able to kind of get through that vulnerability, those emotions that you've really been kind of struggling with, just, with the stillness, allowing yourself to just feel. Don't push yourself to do anything that feels unnatural. Just let the feelings, the emotions, everything just sort of come to a pause. And I think at that moment, you're going to reach a solution here. You're going to be able to get what you want. That's what the key usually represents. If you're really wanting something, you've been desiring something, maybe even subconsciously for a really long time, that's how you're going to get that, how you're going to attain that. And it looks like maybe it's either a romantic partnership where you feel really fulfilled. Maybe this is even a friendship or just some kind of relationship involving your emotions, your heart, like that kind of situation. You're gonna reach a solution and be able to attain what you've been desiring, I think, for a long time. So there's the key. And then let's look at the last but not least phase of cards. We have the Nine of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, or the Nine of Coins, and then we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, that's the Queen of Wands when translated to tarot. Um, so I think that what this is saying is, okay, so this is Nine of Cups, which means that vulnerable state that you're escaping from, that emotionally overridden state from the past, is meant for the best. Or it's for the best. It's for the best because I see that by doing that, by moving on from that situation, you're really heading towards a place where you're reaching your, I guess, like, if you have dreams or if you had dreams in your heart, once again, subconsciously or deep down, by leaving or moving on, or not even leaving, but transitioning from or evolving from that previous state, that previous place you were in, or that situation, is you're going is the right thing to do, because you're going in the right path to reach that thing that you desire when it comes to your heart. Like something in your heart that you've been desiring, you're headed towards it by leaving that previous situation. Okay, so Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. So it kind of looks like you're heading towards that direction. Whatever your heart just has really been desiring for a really long time deep down inside. You may be heading there through work or through business or through some kind of financial sort of pursuit. And so I think that's really like maybe like either a new job, or if you're at your job, like a job right now, maybe you will somehow, by being in that environment, you might get to a place that your heart has been desiring for a long time. Like, I mean, just hypothetically speaking, this may not apply to everyone, but I mean, even if you've been seeking like this relationship or this dynamic, like love dynamic of your dreams, I think maybe you might meet that person at work, or either through a coworker, through a colleague. Maybe they might introduce you to someone, or if you're in between jobs right now, maybe through a new job you might meet someone, or once again you might meet someone through a colleague or a coworker at this new environment. And it's an environment that is filled with business, commerce, like that sort of thing. And then ultimately, the solution, the key, like the key that we saw earlier, the solution, part of the solution is, I think, allowing yourself to, like before, if it was saying allow yourself to be emotional and still, and just allow your emotions to just kind of, like if they've been accumulating in a cup, allow them to flow freely out of the cup into another set of cups, like the two cups that we saw earlier. Allow those emotions to flow into these two cups. But ultimately, I think what this card, the Queen of Wands, is saying, towards the end, you may want to transition those emotions into free sort of passion. Like allow yourself to be passionate about, like if previously you're coming, Aquarius, if you're coming from a very mental sort of cold sort of state where you're really practicing more rationality and logic and reason and that left brain sort of thinking, right now that with this Queen of Wands, it's definitely saying to kind of let that go. You want to really go towards more, I'm not going to say impulsive, but more spontaneity. Like, don't plan so much in the future. It's saying to just, if you want to do something, just do it. Don't plan. Don't be impulsive, obviously, because that's common sense. But also, allow yourself to be spontaneous. Allow yourself to take some risks. Allow yourself, okay, like for some, examples, really simple examples here. Like if you wanted to travel to this place, but you're too scared to, just go ahead and do that. I mean, obviously after COVID, this whole COVID situation is over and it's safe. if you've stumbled across this video after COVID, then just disregard that comment. But yeah, right. So, you know, or if you've always wanted to like learn something or pursue something or try something new, or if you've always wanted to just do something that's new that you've been afraid to do, here it's saying to just go ahead and do it. Don't think too much. Just bite the bullet, you know, just do it, you know, like Nike, basically, like the Nike slogan. So I hope this was helpful for you, Aquariuses. It's a very multi-layered reading, I know. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I just want to remind you again, Aquarius, that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me if you so wish. And the link to that Etsy page is going to be in the description box below. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.